If there is one brave knight-errant who works harder than anyone to protect the wealth of the beleaguered Walton family from the hungry hordes of Walmart workers, it is Doug McMillon, President and CEO of Walmart Inc. In 2023, Doug will take home $24.1 million, or 933 times the median Walmart worker's $27,000 salary. Did you know that you and I helped subsidize his salary too? It was all thanks to Section 162M of the Internal Revenue Code, passed by Democratic President Bill Clinton in 1993. This law limits how much pay can be deducted by corporations for its top executives to only $1 million per gold-plated employee. That's why, on paper, Doug McMillon only gets $1.47 million salary. There was a gaping loophole in the law, however, that said companies could deduct an unlimited amount for performance-based pay, which included stock options and other incentive plans from corporate income taxes. An Economic Policy Institute study showed that $121.5 billion was deducted from corporate earnings between just 2007 and 2010, the majority of which came from performance-based pay. For example, when Starbucks paid CEO Howard Schultz $236 million in 2012 and 2013, the company got $82 million in tax credits. As you know, if you do your own taxes, tax credits are better than a simple deduction. The IRS treats credits like taxes paid, so that amount comes right off the top of what is owed. Instead of paying taxes, these corporations have been paying to make the already rich execs even more disgustingly rich. It's giveaways like this one that allowed 25 major American corporations to hand their top executives more money than their entire U.S. tax bill for 2011, according to the Institute for Policy Studies. Astonishingly, Republicans tried to close this loophole in 2017, but it has so far had zero impact on Titanic CEO pay packages. Stock options have been one of the biggest drivers of skyrocketing CEO pay over the last few decades. This was most intentional. The idea was to incentivize top executives to be more attentive to the needs of stockholders, the rich. Or, as Thomas Frank summarized in his book Pity the Billionaire, lavish incentives would coax superhuman labors from management and bring fantastic wealth to shareholders. The way this has been done is by shoveling as much stock as possible at corporate executives. Therefore, a higher stock price means higher pay for executives. The more a CEO can goose his company's stock price, the more money he'll make. According to Lynn Stout's book, The Shareholder Value Myth, in 1984, equity-based compensation accounted for 0% of the median executive's compensation at S&P 500 firms. By 2001, this figure had risen to 66%. The Economic Policy Institute says that CEO pay has skyrocketed 1,460% since 1978, an inflation-adjusted average that went from 1.5 million to 27.8 million, twice the rate of the stock market's growth in the same period. During that same time, wages for most workers only went up 11%, from 48,000 to 53,200. If that comparison isn't stark enough for you, CEO pay jumped 30% between just 2020 and 2021. I don't know about you, but I'd be pretty happy to get a 30% raise in just about any year or two. The plan to tie the interests of CEOs to stockholders was a phenomenal success, and the only people it's really helping are the CEOs and the stockholders. In 2021, the average CEO in the top 350 largest U.S. corporations was making $27.8 million a year, compared to about $33,500 for the bottom 90% of all Americans, don't forget. It's nice work if you can get it. The average CEO to worker pay ratio for those 350 companies was 399 to 1 in 2021. That means that the average CEO takes home more than the average worker's salary every day of the year, all year long. Does your company's CEO really deserve to make your annual salary every day he shows up to work and on the weekends as well? Stockholders probably think so. Today's CEO to worker pay ratio is a big jump from where it once was. Back in 1965, the disparity was only 15 to 1. As recently as 1989, it was only 44 to 1. Don't forget, executives are able to take these gigantic salaries because you and I are paid less. As EPI Distinguished Fellow Lawrence Michel told The Guardian, the redistribution of wages to the top 5%, but particularly to the top 1%, affected the wage growth of the bottom 90%. As a mathematical matter, had there not been the redistribution upward to the top 5%, which was mostly about the top 1%, the wages of the bottom 90% could have grown twice as fast as it actually did. You heard what the man said. Your annual wages grow slower because executive honcho pay is ballooning so fast. Outsized CEO pay affects you. Amazon CEO Andy Jassy wouldn't make 6,474 times the average Amazon employee if those employees weren't taking home way, way less than that. Tomorrow we'll take a closer look at why CEOs get paid the big bucks. Spoiler alert, it won't make you happy. In the meantime, please like, follow, favorite, and subscribe to my free Substack. Let's make them pay. But it's so far ahead...